Yes, guys, welcome back to the Ilovesesh podcast. It's Mr. I Love House in the building. You know, we've got, I'll say, a special guest in the building. Got a lot of thumbs up. You know what I mean? I got a lot of good feedback about it, you know what I mean? So, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, what's happening, people? Stixy D. Yeah, man. DJ, producer. Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, thanks for coming, first and foremost.
Yeah,
like I said, obviously I'm new as well in it, to an extent in it. So obviously I'm new to your work as well. Obviously Tabs is my close friend as well, do you know what I mean? So
yeah, man, big up Tabs.
he was just like, look, you should be making it happen from early. So I was like, right, like, obviously I've seen, but I didn't pay attention. You know, just so much artists, bro. Yeah. It's mental, do you know what I mean? So obviously it's only right though, you know, because I won't have anyone here anyway. Even not even just off word of mouth, but obviously from what I could see that like people respect it, you know. Even down to just looking at comments and people who like your pictures and saying I'll go into detail like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? People will buy parcel stuff like that. But I'll go on your likes and say, okay, cool. Yeah. All right, he's a big one. He respects it. He respects it. You know what I mean? Certain people don't throw out likes like that. I don't anymore. Not like that, not to say I'm anyone special, but I don't throw out likes like that. I get you. You know what I mean? Yeah, man respects it, but I just like need you to break it down for me. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I said, I saw garage and producer. Or am I wrong? I saw.
Yeah, so it depends what you want to know.
What's your DJ, your producer as well, innit?
Yeah.
What? So would you say you're multi-genre?
I suppose you could say that, yeah, but multi-genre across the spectrum of house and garage, though.
Okay, so, yeah. And the same thing though, house and garage. People would say, you know,
kind of, and not really. That gets techie. Like we could be here another hour. It's discussing that, but across the genres of house and garage, I would say, if you want to say multi-genre in that aspect, then yeah. So like more so when it comes to house, like more like deep house, soulful. Yeah. Touch of Afro here and there, and then garage is something that I'm quite heavily like involved in, versed in anyway. Yeah.
So do you think people are do you think people more know about you due to your say you DJ in garage?
It depends, bro, because so for some backstory, so to speak, a lot of people will know me as my name before. So before I used to be called Aaron Stix.
Oh, okay.
That was my DJ name before, and I still played garage then as well, but I was probably more towards house then. So playing at places like Hidden, 65, Cable, Fire, like all of those venues. And then I kind of rebranded, changed my name to what it is now. And I've kind of just gravitated more towards the garage route, so to speak. But garage is something I've always loved anyway from a kid. Like I've got two older brothers.
Okay,
they're nearly 50. So
old school garage over there.
So when it comes to garage, like I was quite well educated in that. Yeah. So
I like old school garage, you know. I think sometimes I listen to too much house. I need to put on some old school garage. It just tones me down a bit, man. You know what I mean? I don't mind a little sing along. Yeah. Myself, you know what I mean? I like an old school garage vibe, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like you can't go wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I don't think a lot of people respect it though. I think the new generation is a bit off.
What, with garage?
Yeah, way off.
Yeah, do you know what it is with garage? Is because garage has like loads of people's interpretations of garage is different. Yeah, of course. So, of course. I might ask you, when you think of garage, what are the songs you think of? And you could turn around to me and you could say, you could mention a So Solid tune, or you could mention Flowers, or you could.
Yes, I was just thinking about head Flowers.
Right, but then there's going to be someone else that is of a certain generation that they won't mention any of those tunes. They'll mention tunes that came out, say, 5 years before all those tunes came out, and vice versa. So I think it depends on what
how
they interpret it, or your age and like what you've been exposed to. Yeah. Because obviously I'm 29, so I didn't grow up going to garage raves or anything. Of course, but I was exposed to certain things because of my brothers and their peers and whatever else. So it's different for me.
Even I was talking to someone as well. They're like, grime was garage before they called it grime. Do you reckon? I think that was because grime weren't when I was listening to that. It wasn't called grime. When I was listening to,
when you say grime was garage before it was called grime, what do you mean?
I mean like obviously grime. That word grime. I feel like came out like 10 years ago. I feel like when MCs were MCing before, it was just garage. Well, they were calling it garage. Do you get what I mean? Then someone's just transitioned it over to grime.
Grime was a media thing, really and truly.
Okay.
Because none of the producers that we think of, like Wiley, Dizzy, Jammer, like the main producers you think of when you first think of grime, they didn't coin that term themselves.
Oh, well, I was thinking where that got. Yeah,
it's a media thing. Like Wiley's sound was called Esky Beat at first. It wasn't called. No one was calling it grime. But then obviously it just depends on what you class as grime. There's tunes that people say are on the cusp. Some people say it's garage. Some people say it's grime. Then there's tunes that people are like, no, this is grime. This is garage. It just depends. Innit? It's mad. It's very like
it's mad, bro.
Yeah, it's very it just depends on perspective, innit?
Ain't really spoken to anyone about that whole little sector thing. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, man's more house, but I feel like it's good to get everyone involved to see what everyone's output of is. You know what I mean? What about the house scene though? How are you taking the house scene? How are you taking the transition? Like, obviously, as you said, you're kind of more garagey, but how have you kept up with the transition of the house scene?
I keep up with everything anyway, but it's mad because I'm like an anomaly, so to speak. I kind of like being like that though. I'm very like
your own. You're like
I know
I know what you're saying. So I can see it as well.
Even you asking me, what would you say you are? I don't mind that really, because over the years there's some people, again, like I said, they'll know me for house, then they find out that I play garage. Like, I didn't know you did that. But then some people, like in today's climate, a lot of people that I know now, they might not have known that I've played house or do play house or whatever. But in terms of the scene in general, when you say what do I think of it, what do you mean, like in terms of?
I mean, like how have you remained relevant? What would you say that? How have you remained relevant in the scene at the minute? Like, because like a lot of people come and go, as you know. A lot of people definitely have kept the stability of remaining relevant, maybe due to the promoting side of things, of helping them or whatever. Obviously, I don't know if you're a one-man team or anything. I don't know how you. So you do everything alone. Yeah. So how have you even thought about promoting before?
What?
Like your own raves?
Yeah, I've done dances.
Okay, you've done dance as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you, and what you're saying, that's just something of experience-wise, you're just focusing on DJing, really? Yeah,
like over the years, like I think it was around 2011 or 2010, me and my brother did the first one. We used to have a brand called House Trained. We did that for a couple of years. And I've done like a couple of raves since then, been involved in a few. But I've always preferred like DJing. But in terms of staying relevant, so to speak, I would say for me, it's just been more consistency and persistency. It's been like a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Like I've never really had a time where I've like stopped. I've had periods where I didn't like the direction that I thought the scene was going in. And I've never been one that tries to keep up with the Joneses. If I don't like something, I just won't play it.
Yeah.
You can, and obviously you can adjust and adapt and stuff like that. Like loads of people you get some people just like, I play what I want. I don't follow whatever. And then sometimes like I feel like he said like, you know, from the perspective of someone can say they just play this and they're not playing anything else. Then there's a shift in a scene, for example, and they start to play tunes that are similar. But they will still tell you, I just do this. It's like, no, but you're kind of borderline because you want to be a part of it. And that's fine. That's, you know, everyone wants to keep relevant and stuff. But that being said, I've always been someone that I won't just, let's say there's 20 tunes that everyone loves, but I only like 2 of them, they're the only 2 I'm going to play. I'm not just going to play the other 18 because everyone likes them. If I don't like it, I won't. It takes away why I DJ in it.
Yeah,
I don't DJ for the sake of, like, you know.
I've definitely noticed that from what I've seen, that you do your own thing. You're not a follower. From what I've seen, I could just tell these kind. You know, I've got a good eye for stuff like that. You know what I mean? I could tell that you just stick to your own lane. Which is a good thing. But I always respect that from a person, especially someone who sticks in their own lane. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to be relevant all the time? Who doesn't want to be like everyone else? But bro, one thing I realised, man, it's not. you just got to be you no matter what, man.
Yeah,
and like
exactly,
it might not get you into places you want to be, but at least you're true to yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
the thing is, though, I think there is ways for you to get to where you want to be, even if you are staying true to yourself. I think, like, it's just all about navigating. Like, you can, if you know that you want to get to this destination, but you can't see a route, you can navigate a route that can still get you to that place. Yeah. You might have to, like I said before, like, adjust and adapt and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean you have to, like, write off everything. Like there's like you can corner a market or whatever. Like, I feel like you just got to navigate, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really know that as well, man. I think when, especially DJs who are up and coming, I think they feel like just being accepted on that brand. But I feel like, you know what I think as well? I know I'm jumping. Yeah, I feel like a lot of like big promoters kind of take the up and coming ones and just keep them under their wing. And just keep them under their wing. But I feel like a lot of them just accept that and just sit there. From what I've noticed, and I've noticed that in my 3 years, innit?
When you say keep them under their wing and have them sit there, like, what do you mean by that?
I feel like they could go their own way and possibly be just as big, possibly put in just as much work on their own and build their own brand, you know what I mean? I see it all the time. I see things in it. Like, I don't know. I might just be jumping the gun. But
do you feel like that's down to the promoter, though, or do you feel like that's down to the DJ?
I think it's both. I think it's both, innit? I think it's both. I want everyone to win, so I don't really care about that, innit? Money's money, innit? Like, if I could put money in your pocket, I would. Yeah. If you could put it in mine, that's vice versa. If you don't put, it's still fine, innit? Everything's still flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when things like that change, I think the thing will grow even more. Because I think the house scene's, people say the house scene is small. I thought the house scene was big. But they're saying, this nothing.
Yeah.
But there's different parts of the house scene.
Right,
though.
that's what I was going to say. So it depends on what part you're talking about.
Yeah. That's where I get a bit lost.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think, this is the whole house scene, but it's not.
Because there's obviously there's sub-genres, there's sectors, and there's, it just depends on, it gets technical. Yeah. It gets technical. It just depends, like I said, on what you class as the scene, so to speak, or how many, like, if you list a bunch of DJs, would you
would they be in that house? It's true. That's the
and then even sometimes, like, there's a house scene, so to speak, but then you can have some guys over here, they think this is their scene.
Yeah, of course,
because of the genre of house that they push, and these guys over here think this is their scene because the genre of house they push. Yeah, and then it splits up, and it gets all political, man.
So like, do you see, like, obviously, do you get frustrated maybe of not getting possibly booked as much as other people, or you don't really look into things like that? Sometimes you sit there and think, wow, I could, like, come on, like, sometimes I would sit there and think, I'm better than him. I know he's not a better thing. Yeah. But sometimes I think, wow, what has he done that I haven't done? Or you don't think like that at all? You just
when I was younger, I feel like there was times when that was the case, but not from a bitter standpoint. Just more like, when it comes to DJing, I'm very, like, I care about the craft a lot. It's something that I take very seriously and always have done. I've been DJing since I was 8 years old. That's when I started to learn. So, and it's something I've always taken serious. So sometimes you go out, and like I said, when I was younger, I could see a DJ, and back then, when I was a bit younger, I was a lot more vocal. So, like, on Twitter and stuff, like, I might be out and hear a DJ, and I'll just tweet and be like, I'm out right now, and this DJ is awful. Like, now I don't do stuff like that because there's not really any need for it. But yeah, I don't think like that, especially for me. Like, I've achieved a lot in my career so far, and there's still tons more for me to do, loads more. But in my career so far, there's a lot of things that I have done that some haven't done. Some, in terms of, when I say some haven't done, that people may think are in a certain position, so to speak, if you want to call it that. But yeah, there's a lot that I've done in my career that I can say I'm proud of, like places I've played or events I've been booked for.
Saying abroad, everything.
Yeah.
Normal, is that just normal?
Not normal like that, but yeah, like I've played in Ibiza, I've played in Croatia.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, so, but again, there's however many more cities and countries I'd love to play. So
I think there's a lot going on abroad at the minute now as well. I think it's stupid now.
Yeah.
I think before it was going on, but now it's stupid. I think it's everywhere now.
Yeah. Even in countries you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Albania, Romania.
Everything. Yeah. I saw some hot since hot since 82, 92. I see them. 82, in some I think they're in Sweden or something, outside and some. I thought, and I started going back there in bare places they've go to.
Yeah, there's loads.
Man. It's sick, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, I respect it, man. I think house is life though. Definitely, even garage as well. I have to throw that in there as well. Do you know what I mean? Do you think that you've got a lot more to offer to obviously you've been DJing for how long?
I started DJing officially when I was 15.
That's what I'm saying. So what's that, 50? What's that, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years or something?
14 years, yeah.
And what made you start DJing though?
So my older brother is a DJ.
He's a DJ as well?
Yeah, Godfather. Big my older brother.
Oh, okay. Wicked.
He plays R&B and hip-hop and stuff. So he... Initially, that's how I kind of got my introduction. Our dad, obviously, he played sound and stuff like that as well. So it's kind of just in me, my dad and my uncle.
No brainer, man.
So it's him that kind of taught me. Obviously, when he kind of started, I'm around like albums. He used to own a shop as well in Catford. So I was, CD shops. So I was just surrounded by music. Yeah. And it was just inevitable, really. It was inevitable.
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah. It was inevitable, man. So yeah, that was my intro.
That's your journey, yeah. What's your first rave you played at? Like your first booking, do you remember?
First booking. It was, I think I even remember the date. I'm intricate, lad. I'm weird.
That's not weird.
Wednesday the 23rd of June 2009, I think. And the rave was called Bubble and Skank. It was an under 18s rave.
Oh, okay.
It was at Club Life in Vauxhall. It's not there anymore. It's changed. It's something else now.
Yeah.
But that was the first event that I played at. Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was sick. Like I played there was 2 rooms, and in the second room, basically, none of the other DJs turned up. I don't understand why till this day, but none of the other DJs turned up. So I ended up playing
like
the whole
4
night.
hours, 5 hours.
Yeah. Mad. So imagine like my first, a lot of people with their stories for their first booking, they say like I got £20, I did it for free. My booking, because and back then we had like the promoters sometimes would give you ticket books to sell tickets.
Yeah,
and like I said, it was under 18s. I was 15, so I'm going to school and letting everyone know. Yeah, I'm getting calls left, right, and centre from surrounding areas. So I sold out the money in the ticket book, so I got to keep all the money. So it's like, I don't know, like £200 or something like that.
Then, bro.
Yeah, for a 15-year-old, I was nice,
laughing, man.
Yeah. So that was my first booking.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Have you had any like L's, like have you had any messes, any fuck ups, like where you kind of like
when just, you say like, what whilst DJing?
Yeah, where it's like have you had a mad time before? I feel like every day has had one mad one where it's like
nothing
crazy, like locked off the music.
Nothing crazy, like that. To be fair, that day, like my first, I think it was the first time I'd kind of used CDJs properly.
Okay. Never get around it though, innit?
Yeah, so I think the first couple of mixes were a bit shaky, but nothing like major. Yeah, I've never had. To be fair, I've been good like that. Nothing's ever happened to that degree. Yeah, nothing major,
So
really.
you could have synced it then if there's an issue, no?
What's that?
You could have sync button it, no?
Oh, mate, no way, bro. No.
Everyone just says, what are you talking about? No.
That was forbidden from my vocabulary.
Is it?
Yeah, we don't touch that button.
Don't touch it.
Nah, never.
Even if you need to be saved, just don't touch it.
Never.
Damn.
We don't touch that button, man. Never.
Never touched it before, never?
Never in my life.
Yeah, everyone moves touchy with that button, man.
Never.
They need to just take the button off the deck.
Yeah, to me, it's just not an option. No shade or disrespect to anyone that uses it, but to me, it's just not an option.
No,
like I said, I take this craft seriously in it. So if you got to use that button, you got to think about whether you're really
serious or not.
Yeah, it's just
I see your face. No, not even entertaining it. No.
I'm not on it, man.
They should just take that button. Shouldn't even be on the deck then.
It shouldn't.
They're taking a piss.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned this because I think sometimes when people talk about the sync button, it's always a shade thing. And to me, it's not shade. It's just, my thing is this: if you're a DJ or you're learning a craft, not even as a DJ, if you're learning a craft, the sync button where DJing is concerned takes away certain elements from the craft that are imperative, like i.e. your ears. The sync button, you don't need to use your ears now.
Yeah, because that's just
your mix is already seamless in it, so you don't need to use your ears anymore. That takes away the whole
concept of the
whole concept of mixing. Like, if you're an MC or an artist and you go to the recording studio and you record off beat, if your engineer moves your lyrics in time, then you're not learning your craft.
Yeah,
you're not bettering yourself.
He's just put he's
fixing it for you. That's just not, to me, that's just not how it should work. You should just learn your craft. And like I said, like, it's something that I've always taken like very, very serious. I've obviously grown up, like my brother, I've grown up around a lot of like peers, like older peers that, you know, kind of instilled that in me. Like that, you know,
like you got to do that properly.
Your craft, and doing your hours, it's important.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, the sync button stuff is just it's not.
I think I'm not even trying to throw shade. I think there's a lot of makeshift DJs out there, though. Anyway.
Well, I mean,
obviously each to their own. You know, each to their own. I just don't respect the way it's just come out. Everyone's just come out of nowhere, just DJing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a talent. Do what you want. Do what you please. But I think it's watering down it just waters a lot of stuff down, man.
Definitely, bro. 100%.
I think now there's so many that you can't even see who's talented anymore.
That's in a nutshell. I think what you just said literally hits everything on the head. You will never know, because
it's just diluted with and if they're pushing it's just mad. It's so political. You know, like I've learned a lot. Yeah, I could talk to you about how I've looked at the scene and how everything. That's why now I won't even have anyone here talking about music too. Yeah, you know, I feel like you have to speak to the people who's got sense, man, who you can learn from.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Of course.
I think I don't know though, man. Everyone's music journey is different. Everyone's concept of
and that's the thing. Everyone's journey is different. I think for me, I don't necessarily judge. It's gonna sound contradictory, but it will make sense. I don't necessarily judge someone that comes across DJing that uses sync. I think what I do judge are DJs that don't come from that are foundation or original or whatever, advocating for it. I think that's what I judge, because as someone that comes from a certain background, you should kind of know better than to advocate for stuff like that. And I think it's easy for DJs that do sync or don't learn their craft as they should. It's easy for them to take offense and be like, it doesn't matter, who cares, as long as the ravers are enjoying it. And that's well and good, that's fine. But you're eliminating, like I said, the seriousness of the craft,
the naturalness,
like actually learning your trade like properly. And I feel, like I said, it's something it's important to me, and there's a lot of others out there that are just like me that think it's just as important. It's a political one, man. That one.
Yeah, no, I think music's political in general. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that, man. You know, music is just political, very, man. Very much so. I think everything is anyway. Obviously, you know, but I think it's just the opinions of how everyone thinks, man. I think, but that's what keeps it going at the same time. Imagine no one had no opinions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, 100%. That opinion might even make you a better DJ. You know, you have to look at it in both ways.
And I think that's why sometimes now, especially now, like if this was me when I was 16, I'd have been like, if you use the sync button, you're X, Y, and Z. Whereas now, I don't put things across that way, because if someone gets involved in this industry, clearly they must like or enjoy it.
Of course.
There must be something they like or enjoy about it. For me, it's just like, if you're gonna do that, that's cool, but just learn your craft, man.
Yeah.
Just learn your craft. Like I said, it's something I've always taken seriously from when I was learning. I was taking it seriously.
But do you still think you're learning now?
Yeah, for me, like I'm my own worst critic. So, like when I do like sets or mixes, I kind of adopt it. And Floyd Mayweather says it a lot. Like, it's never good enough. And to me, like, I'm always like that when I DJ. It's never good enough. Like, I'll come off and I can see someone I know, or someone I've come like, if I'm with my brother, like my brother's like my biggest fan. Like he'll be like, yeah, you were sick, and I was like, yeah, I've played better. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah,
I'm like, nah, I've played better, man. I can do better than that. Like, I'm my own worst critic. And I'm not deluded. I might know, I know I'm good at what I do, but I'm like, nah, like I could have played this tune then, or I could have mixed this tune this way or whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but at the same time, I think I take away like by giving myself any kudos. Like, nah, do you know what? That was a good set.
Yeah, that was a good set.
I'm always just like, nah, I can do that better. Even sometimes when I record mixes and stuff like that, once I've uploaded them, I'm like, nah, I should have done it again. But over time, I've learned how to just be like, no, just
stick with it and how it goes.
Yeah.
So even I was gonna ask you about your rebranding. Has that made things easier and better for you for booking wise and everything, or did you just do that for? How come you rebranded anyways? It's just because of how things were just kind of just
so
time.
I tell you, so I haven't said this online. To be fair, I haven't done that many podcasts. To be fair, so my first name was Stickman. That was my very first name.
Okay.
So my brother used to call me when I was a kid. So as soon as I started DJing, I was like, I need a name.
I wanted to be Stickman. I wanted with it.
Just gonna run with it. So that was my name for a while, a couple of years. Then what happened? I used to get booked by this promoter called Minus, big up Minus. He was a ginnel, but big up Minus.
What thief?
Yeah, with his £20 payments. But anyway, big up Minus. I still love you. It's all good. Minus, he always used to say to me, "Oh, bruv, like, you should start changing your name, like, like you can't be called Stickman anymore." And I'm like, I'm saying to him, "What do you mean I can't be called Stickman? That's my name." He's like, "Bruv, do you know what a Stickman is?" Like, I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Come on, man. Like, that's just, I'm called that because of what I look like." But to be fair to him, do you know what? It was him that kind of, I feel like he planted the seed and made me think about it. You can't
call yourself Stickman. Yeah.
But
I hear what he's kind of saying.
Yeah,
though.
I do, and I don't. But eventually, I ended up changing my name. So, and it was at a time period where things were transitioning, and there was a couple of us that kind of changed our names. So yeah, then I changed my name to Aaron Stix. I was Aaron Stix for a few years. And yeah, that was like I said, like the deep house, deep tech kind of era from like 2010 up until like 2013, 14. And then, like I said, the music kind of changed, and it went into a direction I wasn't really feeling. So I kind of just, I don't know, I just thought about it, and I was like, all right, well, obviously I love house, but I also love garage.
Yeah. I think the name's in between.
And I'm like, I need a name that kind of brings that.
It does though.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I went for that. What I'm called now, Stixy. I think I just went for that, and I thought, yeah, this makes sense. And yeah, to come back to your question about, do I feel like it's made anything harder? I wouldn't say not necessarily. I think at first a little bit, because
it's changed, didn't it?
Yeah, because as Aaron Stix, like I did a lot during that period, in terms of places I played and events I played at and whatever. And then, like I said, when the direction of stuff kind of changed and I switched my name up, I think a lot of people can be fickle. So, like they might see my name on a flyer as Stixy D. Then they see me, bro, I didn't know you was playing. I'm like, my name's on the flyer, bro. What? It's not. Don't say Aaron Stan. Oh, right, that's you. I had that a couple of times. Which
I would. Yeah.
Yeah. So I say if it wasn't like an effect thing like that. It's just But I've never really been scared of the reset button. Sometimes you need to.
Yeah, trust me.
Like you need to. I think some people they do struggle with that because they fear like I'm gonna lose.
Trust me.
Whatever, but sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes.
Yeah, reset or slow down.
Yeah,
or just take necessary. A breather. Yeah, I think a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people take like.
Yeah.
I had that thought, and I thought I'm gonna change over, and I thought, so I thought, I'm just gonna slow down a bit, just take time. Cause social media is hard work,
Yeah.
It's like a job, bro. It's like a third job, bro.
It's a crazy like era.
It's crazy, bro. Stuff. But that could make you though.
What social media?
Social media. I think you could sit in your house, in your bedroom, bro, in the bath, bro, and you could fucking be.
Yeah. But it's crazy because it takes away again. Like I come from a time, and it's mad. Also, even though I'm still young, I come up in an age where I did stuff like standing outside clubs, flyering and giving out CDs. I'm prior to the social media era. I had a MySpace page, like all of these things.
Yeah, I thought he was older. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I'm 29, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was older.
Yeah, like I'm part of that
That era.
Yeah, that ilk where I was outside
leg work.
Yeah, like really putting in some graft. So sometimes now I think when people are on social media and they get setbacks, they take it harder because they haven't experienced going out. Is that someone sending me money? Yeah? They haven't experienced setbacks. So now it gets to a point where, like when you're giving out flyers and CDs and stuff, you get a load of, I don't want it, or
yeah, it's mad
this,
now.
that, and the third. Like that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the same on social media would almost be like, you put up a post and you expect 150 likes, but you get 40.
You get 40.
And that knocks a lot of people.
The things about it, they shouldn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Because people see it. Because everything I see, I don't like.
Yeah.
But everyone sees it.
Yeah.
You just look at these things about. I tell people just look at accounts reached. You just show you how many people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
It's a. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's a good and a bad thing, man. You know,
social media. You mean?
Yeah, I think it's a good and a bad thing, but it could definitely. Because even I thought like I was fading with it. And I started thinking, right, it's like I needed to keep up. I literally had to come off. I had to come off it. I had to like come. So basically, I changed it up where I came on at like 9 to 10 in the morning. Didn't go on it all day. Went on it from 9 to 10 at night. Then that's it. I've done that for about a month or two. I started seeing the difference. I realised, social is mad.
Yeah, it's like for your mental state.
It is mad. Yeah. It's mad. I'm not going crazy, but it's mad.
Yeah.
And this was at the beginning of the year. I proper like hit me for fuck. This thing is because obviously before this I went on socials like that, so I didn't get what's happening. You know, like you start looking into bare other stuff.
Yeah.
That you don't necessarily need to.
Yeah.
Like things like, he ain't reposting your stuff. Why is he doing that? You start thinking,
yeah.
He's moving wet. Then you start. That's how I knew. Yeah, you're gone.
Yeah. It made you think different.
Yeah, I thought, you're gone now.
Yeah.
That's how I knew. Yeah, you're gone. Then I started looking to best. So I thought, you're gone.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna stop it. Then literally just had to just thingy because brother, literally everything I was looking into. Oh, like, he ain't thingied.
Yeah. It's dangerous, man. You got to know how to control it.
Yeah, man.
You know,
but I like the fact that you could do it by sitting down in your house.
Yeah,
it helps the foot. It helps the foot. Instead of doing the footwork, you can sit down.
It's
a good thing at the same time.
No, there is positive
just nights you don't want to go out.
Yeah.
So you could just slide in DMs, bang, send it to everyone's DM.
There is positive elements to it, 100%. Because there's ways to reach people that you might not have reached that have been like that would have been direct to consumer.
Yeah, of course.
You can kind of sometimes you can skip that and go, you know. Like instead of going to the body, you go straight to the head.
Yeah, go straight to the head. Yeah. Yeah, that's calm, man.
Yeah.
So what do you pay Amma? Have you got any Amma mixes lurking? I just want to ask you that, yeah?
Yeah.
What you think about the Amma scene at the minute?
Yeah, I like Amapiano, man. I'm more like the instrumental stuff though.
Oh, okay. Yes, I get what you're saying. Yeah, none of the.
I don't really like a lot of the, there's some vocal stuff I do like, but I like a lot more of the instrumental stuff.
Yeah,
like
a bit Amma.
Yeah,
I think that's winning at the minute.
Yeah, it's a big genre, not even just here, like worldwide.
Yeah,
it's a really
But he got here late though. I knew about Amma from time ago, but he got here late though.
Yeah, in terms of to the masses or the average raver, it's just after lockdown.
Yeah, both. It's just literally Amma this, Amma that. Thinking bloody hell.
Yeah, but that's how everything works.
That's how it goes. Do you reckon it'll last though? Someone's telling me this one's different. They're saying this one is very different.
When you say it will last, do
you think it will have a nice run, 10-year run, 15-year run? Do you think it will ever die out?
Bro, do you know what it is, right? With Amapiano, I'll be honest. Amapiano is an ours for a start. It's not a British thing. So, if Amapiano phases out here, it's going to be just fine because it's not. The UK isn't the home of it, and it's not the hub for Amapiano.
Of course.
So it's having a nice run here at the moment.
Yeah, it's having
but in the foreseeable, how even if you go back in time, like how raving genres work here, like they always change. Usually within like it's like a 3 to 5 year cycle. I noticed. So you have like jungle having its peak like 94. 95, then you have garage having its peak 98, 99, then you have grime 2003, 2004, then you have house and funky 06, 07, 08, etc. Then you have what everyone calls the shuffling era. Like there's always a cycle change. So if Amapiano fizzles out, for argument's sake here, then as a genre, it's not gonna die out.
So it won't die like funky, like how Funky House has died.
Yeah,
Funky House died.
Do you know what? In terms of popularity and as a scene, yeah, it definitely did. But I never like to say that scenes die or the genres die.
Died. You can't. Tell me one Funky House rave.
Right. You know why I won't say that it died, because
it's
funky as a genre.
I love that era. I loved it.
Yeah,
I think that's my best era.
That was when I started. That was a lot of the stuff that I was playing.
That's my best era. I'll be honest.
Funky when it started, or what it came off the back of, like like funky house, soulful house, and whatnot. Obviously, I had like this big like explosion, so to speak. And then when it took like a decline or a dip, is obviously when things got a bit silly, like all the the skank tunes and stuff like that. And it went.
Do you reckon? Is that what you can kind of kill it?
100%.
I didn't look at it like that, you know.
100%.
Didn't look at it like that.
And again, that's no disrespect to anyone that made tunes like that. It's just it is what it is. That look at it like that kind of that changed the direction of stuff. But even it changed the direction after 2010, 11, 12, even up to now. You still hear certain funky tunes in people's sets.
Yeah, of course.
You will still hear Do You Mind? You'll still hear Tell Me. You'll still hear The Way You Move. You'll still hear a lot of these tunes.
No, there's definitely hits.
And I think that's the thing. When there's hits of a genre, it does keep it afloat. It's just as a raving scene, it didn't last.
Yeah.
But as a genre, it's something that's very seminal in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't get celebrated enough.
Yeah, cool. Oh, funky.
Yeah,
of course not.
It doesn't get celebrated.
Makes me sick.
Yeah.
If I go into one.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know why though.
I think
that era was mad.
I think it's just the stigma. It's the same with. I think funky has a similar stigma to grime. They don't get celebrated enough because of the stigma attached to them.
Yeah.
But grime and funky help birth a lot of like people and moments and memories 100%. And stuff like that. So yeah, I think I was obviously as a raving scene, it kind of that was it. But in terms of a genre, it's man. There's so much tunes. They're timeless and they still get played now.
Yeah.
And they always will get played as well. Yeah.
Well, you say couple funky up in your sets, yeah?
Yeah, man. I like listen. Like I said, funky when it comes to that genre, or just that era, house and funky. Like they're the forefathers of that. They were like my main influences growing up. Pioneer, Super,
yeah,
Kismet, MA1, like these guys are Marcus Nasty, like these guys are all like there. And obviously even there's politics with them and like the splits in house and funky and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I said, that as a scene and as like those genres of house and funky and whatever, like that's seminal for a lot of us. Yeah. Definitely me. 100%, man.
Yeah, no, I wish. To be fair, there's a funky house wave tomorrow. I'm going to anyway. Risco, okay. Funky house all there. Yeah, Risco.
Yeah.
Him and Scholar T. Yeah, so I'm gonna be there tomorrow. So that should be good. You know, they pay a lot of funky in their sets. Hits though, like they pay that them. You know them.
Yeah.
Not the skank ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
But you know, so that should be good. You know. But I think a lot of people need to know more about you because I'm new to you, you know. I'm very, very new to your work, you know. But everyone I've spoken to is like, no, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what have I missed?
Yeah.
They're like, what? Man, that's a good thing, you know.
Bro, I had this conversation the other day with someone, and I said, there's nothing wrong with people thinking that you're new. I think sometimes ego gets in the way, and like when you first met me, you could have said, "Oh, bruv, like I've never heard of you." I could have turned around and been like, "What do you mean you've never heard of me?" But to me, the way I look at it is like if people keep discovering you, you're just gonna stay fresh in it.
Yeah, of course.
And it's all well and good to educate someone, like, and then I can tell you, I might even tell you, I've played here, or I did this, and you'll be like,
Right.
I didn't realize.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's all well and good.
That's good, bruv. That's a good thing. You know what I mean?
I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing at all. I think some people, like I said, like their ego gets in the way and they just feel like, oh, do you know what I've done?
Yeah.
I think I do understand, because to some people they may deem that as a bit of a disrespect, but I think they've got to understand some people, they just don't know. Some people are just fickle and don't pay no mind, but some people, they just genuinely ain't
just ain't.
They don't know.
Yeah, and everything's all genuine here, because like I said, Tabs was busting me. I was like, rah. I was just going through the thing. I thought, fuck, how have I missed all of this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you said, I think it's a good thing anyway, getting discovered. You know what I mean? Still
I
fresh.
get my peers and friends and like family members and all that saying, oh, like, you know, like I feel like you should be respected more. I feel like you should get booked.
I was going to ask you that as well. Do you feel like you're not respected as much?
I mean, I don't know, man. I wouldn't say that I'm not respected as much. I don't really, bro. I'll be honest. It's not something I think about that much. Like I said, when I was a bit younger, I feel like these were things that I did think about, but I think that was based on my dealings with people as well. Being young and being in this industry is very it's testing, and it does build character, because you get a lot of like power offs and little bro moments. So like, just based on your age, you will always get that, and it was something that I think I did experience.
That's the word, little bro moments.
Yeah, and the thing is with me, like, I have a big bro, so I was like, you can't little bro me. I've got big brothers, so you're not gonna little bro me. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, man, I don't know with the whole. It's a takeaway. If my brother was here, he'd be like, "Yep, 100%. Don't get enough respect. Doesn't get booked for this." But
like, as well, though. I feel like early in the stage of like your career or anyone's career, I feel like you'll get a lot of the little parts anyway.
Yeah,
I think you're more excited about the journey than anything. So half of the stuff you're just bypassing.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's how I look at things, because that's my experience. The half I've bypassed it, but as I've grown, like. No chance. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. I think now,
no chance.
And I have had that over the years, here and there, with some people that have known me since I was a teenager, that may try and do the whole little bro thing now. I'm a whole grown man with a son.
No chance.
It's not that anymore.
And it's not even that disrespectful thing. It's not even that. You know, it's just even, and that's the thing as well. I was even talking to my friend about earlier. Sometimes you gotta kind of just like let it be, because people talk. If you start acting like, what? Who? All of a sudden you're the madman.
Yeah, exactly.
All of a sudden you're the madman.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand sometimes people just like letting stuff slide because of maybe just trying to cut through.
Yeah.
But when I feel like when you've built yourself and you're building and you've done your thing, I feel like you could not need to.
Yeah, and I think for me that's what it is. Like, there's no one, in terms of like, this is one of the main things that I look at as well. People that I've grown up like idolizing as a teenager, like, I speak to them regularly now, or I see them and I can have they've booked me for stuff or whatever. Like, even if we talk about like Kismet, Fever and Super, for example, with originals, like, played at the festival twice. I speak to Fever all the time.
Yeah, Fever. Good
like,
man.
Yeah, like, these are people that like I genuinely, like, Fever's actually like, Fever is my guy. So like these are people that, like I said, I've grown up idolizing because of their stature or their position in the industry, and they have a respect for me.
Of course.
So if they can have a respect for me, I'm not. And even if they didn't have a respect for me, I won't cry about it. But the point I'm trying to make is that
they're all respected and they're respecting me, so you need to respect the thing. Yeah, of
right,
course,
so
I know the thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. And even if even like on the other side of things, so to speak, where garage is concerned, like, again, a lot of people I've grown up idolizing, like, these are people that I'm very much cool with or have respected over the years. So yeah, man, it's not something that I don't penny it too much. Bro, I just do. This is me. This is what I do. I'm in this, so I don't penny who respects me from who doesn't. I know what I'm like as a person. I'm a good guy.
Yeah,
and all that stuff,
yeah.
I don't.
That's the thing as well, bro.
I don't think about it.
That's the thing as well, especially when you know you're a good guy anyway. Like, I think that's what overshadows a lot of stuff. You know, when you naturally know that you're just moving with good intentions naturally.
Yeah, always.
Like,
man.
I feel like
always. Yeah.
And weird things happen to you. Like, you see when little weird things happen. That's one thing I bypass, because I know I'm a good guy anyway. So I just think, like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm losing, innit? Like, I'm winning, innit? Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, I think you're allowed to go through ups and downs anyway, pars, no pars, and journeys or whatever. So this makes who you are today.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
it's character building, man.
You know your worth as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Even someone was saying to me, don't take. So someone was saying to me today, like, certain opportunities, there's not always good opportunities.
I agree.
But DJing wise, do you think that's even makes sense? Because a booking's a booking. Obviously, though, like basically, not every booking's a good booking. Booking's a booking.
I'll tell you why I don't think that a booking is a booking. If you take your career seriously and you're trying to get to a certain place, there's certain things you shouldn't do. Just because you're gonna get paid, it doesn't always mean that it's gonna give you any progress. So even when I can go back to when I went by Aaron Stix, that was one of the reasons why I kind of had a rebrand, because I feel like, and it was me personally, I feel like I had a stigma attached to my name of playing at certain events that I didn't want to continue getting booked for. So as much as there was times when I'd have 3-4 bookings a week, and being 18, 19, 20 years old, coming home with £200 every weekend was fine or whatever, but that didn't do anything for my career, so to speak. It did in the aspect of experience and playing in club, and that's one thing that I'll always be grateful for, is I cut my teeth in certain parties and clubs and scenes, so to speak, that like I'm well experienced in terms of knowing crowds and knowing how to read crowds and audiences and stuff like that. But at the same time, you could get paid for doing a booking, but it's just not the best direction or the best route for where you're trying to go. And I think sometimes something some people should learn, like it's not always about just taking the P. Like, yeah, obviously, of course, like we're in this to monetize, of course, but at the same time, like longevity is always going to be more important.
Yeah, of course.
Because you could take money to do certain
to stay with them.
certain things, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but the longevity isn't going to work. The longevity is not going to materialize in the end. And if you're always thinking about the longevity, the money, it's not going to be on your mind as much.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's there's nothing wrong with not taking a booking. If you know, right, I'm not going to take this booking. But for example, you could have a booking that they say, I'm going to pay you X amount of money to play here. This booking might say, they might pay you £150 less, but you're going to be playing around a certain demographic of
crowds.
people. So you're going to, 9 times out of 10, if you're thinking about longevity and where you want to go,
you're
going to go for that one, not the
But that's
the
when,
prior.
that all of a sudden now, and that's what I'm trying to say, that's when problems start now, because now it's a par. Because now you either pay for them people because of that and not be with us because of this.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to look out for yourself and do well for yourself, but all of a sudden it's a par. So now that's the situation what's happening. Because I think that's a common situation what happens.
What's
people
that?
turning down bookings.
Turning down, yeah.
Not to go over there. Obviously over there means a lot of things, innit? But I'm just saying over there.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just caused a problem over here now.
Yeah.
But you're just trying to just look out for yourself.
And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. If you know you're looking out for your career, you can't think too much about what anyone else has to say.
That's hard. That's hard.
It is difficult, but I think that's just what it is. If you know like what you're on or what you're trying to do and you think about your career and it's that important to you and you know what you want to do and whatever, then you're going to make certain decisions that not everyone's going to agree with, or that some people may deem as, not a disrespect, but maybe a disregard. But if you know you're not doing anything with bad intentions,
you should be fine.
Yeah, man. Like,
if everyone had that mindset, man, everything would be alright. But some people just...
It's just how it is, man. Like, and it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. It's literally just how it is.
Yeah, just how it is, isn't it?
It's how it is, man. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, nah, that's mental, man. Well, yeah, of course. Well, look, man, you just got to focus on yourself regardless anyway. That's my advice to anyone. Regardless,
Always.
you just got to focus on yourself.
And these things are all cliche, but it's the truth. You can't.
You got to focus on
even
yourself,
what you said that closer to the beginning, like, do you look at others and think, oh, like, I should be there, I should be here, and whatever. Like, again, another thing that can be deemed as cliche is, like, you don't know that person that you're looking at thinking, oh, I should be there. You don't know what their journey is like.
Trust me,
because there's probably people that look at me and think that in certain aspects, like me doing certain things in my career are like, that people that came before me, for example, they might think, oh, like, how come he's doing that and I didn't get to do that? And there could be 1,000,001 reasons. You didn't take the steps that you should have. I did take the steps, or you took certain bookings. You took certain bookings that you shouldn't have taken.
Yeah.
And it left you in a certain place. I didn't take certain bookings, whatever. Like, it's all perspective, innit?
Yeah. Nice, yeah. Like I said, but as time's gone on for me, man, I'm starting to realize there's a lot of people with sense, and there's a lot of people who hasn't got no sense. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah.
Especially in this music industry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people get overlooked as well. A lot of people, I feel like, I won't say deserve to be in that position, but I feel like a lot of people get overlooked very easily. No,
they do. I agree.
Easily as well. Yeah. It's mad. It's mad, man. Because not that I discovered, but I've come across some people and I think, raw, shit. But because it's just, like I said, so clouded, there's so much cloud over it. You can't. It's like you can't get to you.
Yeah.
It's just that one. That one's doing something. That one's doing something. That one's in the algorithm, and for what reason we don't know. That one's in the algorithm for what reason we don't know. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, man. Everyone just has to keep working, man. You know.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But I respect it though. You know, thanks for coming down as well.
Yeah, man. Big up, bro. Big up for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Like I said, man, I got a lot to learn. You know, a lot of people have told me, listen, you're sleeping. You know, so I respect that. You know, and I respect them people telling me that, so I already know that it was only right. You know what I mean? So appreciate you for coming down.
Yeah, bro. No, big up for having me, bro. Appreciate
blessings
it,
as well,
bro.
Man,
respect, bro. Yeah, man.